This is extremely important, and some people may not like that you do this. However, you are allowed to do this, you can do this, and you should do this. Good day everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cailyn and this is Foundation First. Today we're going to talk about something that is a very important subject when thinking about teachers and education. That is compassion fatigue, specifically in a teaching and education environment. Teaching is a profession with a lot of immense rewards. However, those rewards come at a price. It can also be emotionally taxing. In this video, we'll explore what compassion fatigue is, its impact on teachers, and practical strategies to combat it. So compassion fatigue is the state of emotional, physical, and psychological exhaustion resulting from cumulative stress of caring for others. In the context of teaching, it occurs when educators become emotionally drained due to the demands of their students' needs and their struggles. Compassion fatigue can manifest in many ways. These are including emotional exhaustion, reduced empathy towards students, feeling overwhelmed by the constant need to be emotionally available and the emotional support to students. And last but not least, decreased job satisfaction. Physical symptoms such as headaches, insomnia, and depression, and digestive issues. Now let's delve into some of the causes and triggers of compassion fatigue in teachers. Number 1. High workload. This is something that is seen across schools and across campuses worldwide. Teachers often are inundated with work that goes beyond the classroom. This goes between being there for children, being there for teachers, being there for parents, and doing extracurricular activities beyond the classroom setting. This also includes lesson planning, marking/grading, and classroom management. Number 2, student challenges. Dealing with students' behavioral issues, learning difficulties, and personal struggles can be emotionally taxing. As much as you want to be there for children and your students, it doesn't stop it from being emotionally taxing. Number 3, lack of self-care. Neglecting one's own well-being and not setting boundaries can affect compassion fatigue. Number 4, lack of support. Feeling unsupported by colleagues, managers, or the education system as a whole can impact compassion fatigue. And unfortunately, compassion fatigue doesn't only affect teachers, it also impacts the students. Number 1, teacher burnout. What happens when there's teacher burnout is that teachers end up resigning or leaving the profession earlier than planned. Reduced learning environment. When teachers are emotionally drained, the classroom becomes less conducive to learning. Number 3, decreased student performance. Students may struggle emotionally and academically when their teachers are experiencing compassion fatigue. Now, when considering the above, it's important to think about what strategies we can use to combat compassion fatigue. Number 1, self-care. Now, this is something as teachers that we hear very often. Self-care, self-care, self-care. Something that is when administrators, managers, etc. suggest self-care, it is often put on us to do so. We still have to deal with an immense amount of workload, compassion fatigue, and yet we are still expected to do self-care. In my last few years of teaching, I experienced such bad fatigue that there was no room in my life to do stuff like self-care. I came home every day and I slept because of how exhausted I was. I didn't have time for myself, I didn't have time for my family, and this is just what teachers feel is an issue when thinking about having to do self-care. But however, when thinking about this, it is still important to think about self-care. It is also important for administrators, managers, etc. to encourage it and maybe assist teachers in thinking about time and space and what teachers can do to fit in self-care into their daily routines. Boundaries. Setting clear boundaries with those around you is really important. This may be with managers, this may be with other teachers, and it could be with parents. This may be something like turning your phone off at a certain time and not answering emails and messages past a certain time of the evening. This is extremely important, and some people may not like that you do this. However, you are allowed to do this, you can do this, and you should do this. This is one of the main things that you can do for yourself and your family to improve your mental health and your well-being as a teacher. Next is seek support. Reach out to colleagues, professionals and mentors for emotional support. This can really help you when speaking to others because they may give you some ideas on how to edit, how to change your workload to help you and do the things that you need to do and not just add on extra stuff that is not necessary. Next, professional development. You just being here today is professional development in itself. So well done. So continuously improving your teaching skills to feel more confident inside the classroom, assisting you in managing your time and your students effectively. Last but not least, mindfulness and meditation. Sometimes it takes some mindfulness and meditation for you to realize what is worth stressing about and what is not worth stressing about. It is very important for us as teachers to be able to section off what we can change and what we can't change. And sometimes being able to spend some time being mindful and being in a quiet space, switching off for a while, helps us see this side of life. In conclusion, compassion fatigue is a challenge for many educators across the world. However, it is not insurmountable. By recognizing the signs, understanding the causes, and implementing coping strategies, teachers can better manage and even prevent compassion fatigue. Remember, teachers, it is important to look after yourself. It is very common for teachers to hit compassion fatigue, and it is important for you to look out for it and know that it is very real and it is affecting teachers across the world. I have experienced it myself, and I've seen many teachers in my profession experience it. It is real for those around teachers in their community, such as partners, managers, and such as the parents that teachers work with. It's important to acknowledge that this is very real and you can be part of helping teachers combat compassion fatigue. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about helping yourself or being somebody that can help other teachers. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe so you can see all that's coming next. And I'll see you in my next one.